Hi there, it's Big Game James McCarty, the sports director at Flag Family Media, and I'm here with Derek Falvey, the executive vice president and chief baseball officer of the Twins. How are you doing today, man?
Oh, it's opening day. It's like, for me, this is like my Christmas morning. So it's just been a fantastic time to be out here. It's been fun to get baseball back, and we're going to go pitch one this afternoon.
And kind of as you just said along those lines, opening day got pushed back 24 hours for the Twins, but this is really the first true opening day experience in 3 years for baseball fans, kind of the normal again. How does that make you feel kind of as somebody in the front office, knowing that this is going to be packed with 20,000 plus people here today?
Well, I think it's such a great feeling. Obviously, everyone's gone through so much over the last couple of years, and with the COVID season, not having fans here, and now feeling like we're finally getting back to what is regular and normal ultimately. And this is going to be a great place to be all summer to come back and feel like you're having a great time around the ballpark. We got a fun team. It just should be really exciting.
Definitely. And can you walk me through real quick, too, after the MLB lockout ended, all of the sudden there was this rumor, Carlos Correa to the Twins, and 24 hours later, he's in a press conference. How in the heck did you guys make that happen and make a splash like that? Something that we haven't seen in Twins territory since re-signing Joe Mauer a decade ago, really.
Yeah, it was quite the experience. The lockout ended. I joked with my wife, you might not see me for a couple of weeks. I think this is going to be around the clock work, and it certainly felt like that. But when we ultimately agreed with Carlos that night, it was close to midnight, 1 o'clock East Coast time. We were in Fort Myers at our spring training home, and I said, I wonder how this is going to break. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, I was just getting back home and getting settled to try and get to some sleep, and my phone started buzzing, and I knew right then it must be out somewhere. It's just really exciting to have a player of Carlos's caliber on our team in this lineup, and certainly in our clubhouse. He's made a huge impact already.
Hey, that's awesome. And I've heard him talk about things that this is Byron's team. They were the 1 and 2 pick about a decade ago, 9 years ago now, 10 years ago. And is that truly how he goes about it? I mean, he brings that true kind of everyday grit, and he says, hey, it's Byron's team, but he brings that World Series experience. How huge is that for this team?
Well, I think what Carlos brings, which is so special and so rare to find, is a leader who can come in and have an exceptional amount of humility. And I think when he looks at Byron, what he's meant to this team and what this organization is, he's not trying to come in and put, hey, this is Carlos Correa's roadmap. His view is, how do I make each guy next to me better? And how can I elevate the play of everyone in this organization? And that's what he's been doing. And ultimately, it's not about him, never been about him. He wants to go out there and play the way he knows he can play, but also try to find a way to help Ryan Jeffers or a young player like Nick Gordon or someone else on the team. Every day he's trying to meet somebody and spend more time with them to make them the best version of themselves.
And yesterday, you guys made another trade, too, before opening day, trading from the Padres, Chris Paddock, and also Emilia Pagan, a reliever and a starter for that. But we gave up Taylor Rogers in that. How confident are you in what you have in the relief role, knowing that we're one left-handed arm short now, or shorter? I mean, why are you so confident making that trade for Chris Paddock and Emilia Pagan?
It's always hard to give up talent, no question. Taylor Rogers has been a big part of our team for the last number of years, and I told them as much. But when you're going to acquire players, that are going to bring back talent, you have to pay something through the course of that, and it's difficult. But Chris Paddock, the chance to have him for 3 years as a starting pitcher, Emilia Pagan, one of the better relievers back in 2019 in all of baseball, and we think we can get him back to that place. It's always difficult, but I think ultimately we think we've got a young group, guys like Joan Duran coming up pitching, guys like Joe Smith toward the back end of games that have had that experience. We're going to have a few guys, including Pagan. They're going to go find ways to finish games. Tyler Duffy's a guy we've really leaned on the last few seasons. So someone needs to step up. It's a next man up mentality, but we feel like we have a deep group this year.
And when you're looking at this team too, how the roster is constructed, you see it top to bottom, number 1 through 9 in the lineup. They can hit the deep ball. They can hit for average. The Twins are going to put up runs. But the big question so many people have, it seems as though the last decade plus, the pitching staff, will they be able to sustain it? You brought in a couple of guys like the Dylan Bundy's trying to resurrect his career, a Chris Archer who had an injury-ridden last season. How are those guys going to be able to come in and hopefully be what Twins fans want and really successful pitchers?
I think it's always about the group in its entirety. So we got Sonny Gray, a guy who we really like, who's pitched exceptionally well the last couple of seasons for Cincinnati, and we feel like he's a guy that's going to anchor near the top, an incredible competitor. Guys like Joe Riley and Bailey Ober, who showed up for us last year and really showed that as young pitchers, they could take the next step. Josh Winder had a tremendous camp in spring training, adds depth to our group, and we know that now Chris Paddock and adding to that group only deepens us. We're going to continue to need, I wish you only needed 5 starters through the course of a season. I wish that were the case. The reality is it's just not. So we're going to need 6, 7, 8, 9 guys to start games for us through the course of the season, and I hope that we have a group that's deep enough now that can step up. Chris Archer looked great in spring training and a few short outings that he's had for us. So these guys are guys that have established track records, and ultimately if they can get back and perform the way we think they're capable of and we stay healthy, I think it gives us a great chance.
And like you said, Joe Ryan, he's the opening day starter today, 3-10 against the Seattle Mariners. The first Twins quote-unquote rookie. He had a couple of starts last year, rookie, to get an opening day start. Why are you guys so confident in him being able to go out and produce on such a high level, knowing that nobody's done it since 1969 in a Twins uniform?
You know, I think what we try and do with all of our guys is recognize that this is 1 out of 162. Right? And tomorrow will be 2 out of 162. And I think the more we focus on that, and the more I recognize opening day is a special day. No argument there. Not trying to downplay that. But if we get our guys to just be the same pitcher they are, whether they're pitching in Wichita, St. Paul, or here in Minneapolis, that's how we'll be successful. And I think Joe's a guy that he slots right in. Sonny Gray could easily be an opening day starter too, as Chris Archer has been, as Chris Paddock could be as well. But this lines up for us with the way we built guys out in spring training. Joe is ready to take the ball. He's a confident kid. He's ready to go. He's going to have this start today, whether it goes well or goes poorly. He's going to have another one 5 days from now. And that's what we try and focus on. Just recognize that it's the same game of baseball you've always played, same 60 feet 6 inches. Go out there and do your best.
Awesome. The final thing I have for you, like we said, opening day, first time in 3 years, it's normal. What gets you most excited about what is just your favorite part about what today is going to kind of transpire?
You know, honestly, it's the fans. I would say that when you walk in on opening day, there's that feeling. I woke up this morning just a little more giddy, right? I love my job. I get to do something that's a pure dream. And there are good days and bad days at everyone's job, right? But this is one where you wake up and you feel like you do. I joked about Christmas morning. That's what it feels like. You walk through the door. But then as gates open and you see people trickle in and you see people start to fill out the stands and you can hear kind of a buzz and the hum of what it's like when you have 30 to 40,000 people in a ballpark, that you start to realize this is what it's all about. And when the sun pokes out and it's a beautiful day like it is here today in Minnesota, you can't beat it. It's the best place to be.
You know what, Derek? Thank you for coming to your time this morning. Really do appreciate it. I'm sure you're a busy man. You got a lot of things to do, so really do appreciate that. And good luck to the Twins. I'm pulling for another postseason appearance.
Oh, thanks. I always love coming on, and certainly thankful for the fans that are out there listening, and hopefully seeing you down at Target Field this season.